touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
Alrighty, folks. We come at you live here tonight from Castle Gorge Raceway for the SIGMA ARCA Alpha Division, race number 2 on the Alpha side of things. And here is your starting lineup for tonight's race. Starting front row, you've got the number 14 Toyota Camry of Philip Manning alongside the 74 of Marcus Shields Kelly. Next in line, you've got Montana Holyfield alongside Milano Grimm, Jeff Bolton and Taylor Cording, Hank Scorpio and Caden Unji, Mark Walker and Jimmy West, Kyle Chestnut and Steve Miller, Astro Atlas and Timothy Buchanan, Tyler McCarroll and Cassie Perkins, Kyle Ottawa and Sebastian Galloway Jr., Sarah Robert alongside Derek Hipcam, Alex Prime and Miko Kunez running double duty here tonight. A few other drivers as well. Jeremiah Pate and Chasey Plays. We just saw him have a stellar run. Jonathan Sheridan struggled in the truck race. Paul Valenzuela right alongside of him. Santi Messi and Mitchell Carter. Blake the Outlaw Williams with Matthew Hubert. Lenora Hathaway, the 98, that is Matthew Hill. With Barry Urwall, truck race as well, running in the ARCA race, starting alongside the 89 of Wormy Wormington. 80 laps the distance here at Castle Gorge Speedway. This track, very, very tough to I think this is the track where you need a full pace lap, if I'm not mistaken. We'll see if the track screws up, because I think this is the one that'll screw up if you don't set a full pace lap, and then everyone decides to like pit at random or whatever. Knock on wood that this is gonna work just fine. So leading them to the start here tonight, Shields Kelly and Philip Manning. Cluckin' Chicken, number 14 Toyota Camry for Shangle Toyota Racing. Tail into the field, you got Barry Urwall, and that's not a pleasant place to be at the tail end of the field here, obviously. Side by side, battling for the lead, Marcus Shields Kelly. He's going to fight with Philip Manning here. Shoot. Make sure to turn on better cautions. I keep forgetting to do that. Alrighty. No caution, green flag still, and we're rolling here. Already 2 laps in. Fastest lap belongs to Mark Walker. that's the glitch right there. Everyone's pitting the back half of the field. What we'll do, I'll give them their laps back here and they'll be running on track wherever they shake out. Oh, wow, whoa, 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 whoa. This is ARCA racing after all. 51, I think, came out at the worst case possible. We'll go ahead and give the laps back to the other people. This has gotten wild here with the traffic in the mix. So if we get a caution, these folks will be back on the tail end of the lead lap instead of 2 laps down. Okay, sorry that took so long, folks. So your leader is Milano Grimm here on lap 12. Fastest lap in the race belongs to Milano Grimm as well. Second place, Marcus Shields Kelly. Third place, Montana Holyfield. Jeff Bolton in the top 5, running in 4th. And Philip Manning right there, trying to get back by the 58. He's given him a little bit of a bumper kiss there. Number 58 and the 14, really close for combat. And here, Holyfield falls backwards. She's losing some ground. Meanwhile, Marcus Shields Kelly trying to eke ever closer to the leader up front. So, for the record, this is that track, in fact. If you don't do the full pace lap, half the field will pit for no random reason. Don't know why it's like that. Not sure if there's even a way you can fix that out of the track, but if we don't see a caution by halfway, I might throw a competition caution, give everyone a chance to get stacked back up here tonight. Milano Grimm doing a stellar job holding this lead. Oh, and here comes Montana Holyfield, full charge with Philip Manning pushing her. And now you're going to have a battle for the lead, I believe. That 15 trying to hold off the 24. Roadrunner number 24 with a hot head of steam up towards the front here. Look at that. Look at that run from the 24 car. No, and we've got a caution, the first caution of the race. And she is going to fall short of taking the lead away from the 15. So let's see what the caution is for. I saw some smoke. Oh, there we go. Wow, from 11th place, Kyle Ottawa gets turned around. That is the 83 of Stephen Miller. Oh, no, wait, that's the 96, actually, of Timothy Buchanan. Takes Kyle Ottawa out. Spins, comes up to rest against the outside wall. Little harm, little foul. Quick caution here tonight. I'm wondering if Kyle Ottawa just didn't know that there was a car outside there and he tried to close it off too soon. Well, quick caution here. The Seahawks, the other one will be, it'll be in the other division. This one we've got the 03 of Barry Earwall. And in the Delta division, we've got the 03 of Gabe McDuffie piloting the Seahawks, number 03. So this race is going to be a quick one. 80 laps. Doesn't seem like a long time. These laps do take a little bit longer, and it is kind of a fast-paced, short track kind of race, but we're already 1/4 of the way through this race. These ARCA drivers know all too well that it's time is of the essence. You do not want to let this race get away from you. Milano Grimm leading his first laps in the series. We're going to go ahead and drop the pace lap by 1 and get rolling here on lap 23. So leading them to the restart is going to be Milano Grimm, Montana Holyfield, Marcus Shields Kelly, Philip Manning, and Tyler McCarroll, your top 5. Mark Walker, Jeff Bolton, Hank Scorpio, Kyle Chestnut, and Taylor Cording, your top 10. Here we get doubled up for the restart. Pace car is off. Run around turn 3. Here we go. The short tri-oval back and rolling here tonight. Milano Grimm has done a stellar job holding the lead. It's honestly one of few tri-ovals that we run on. Moses Lake Motorplex also classified as a tri-oval here in the Sigma Racing Series, the home track of Sigma Racing. Milano Grimm gets the lead, settles in there. Montana Holyfield jumping from high to low, running the checkerboard. So a couple weeks ago when we opened the season for this the Alpha Division on the west side of Seattle with Armory Digital Superspeedway, it was Ace Vaden driving this number 21 machine, and Ace Vaden had already claimed retirement prior to going out there and winning. So we ended up with Mark Walker in the number 21 going forward here. Ace Vaden currently your points leader, but that's null and void as Ace Vaden has stepped away from racing in the Sigma Racing Series. And now Mark Walker is going to have to claim points for himself. He does not get to enjoy the bonus points from Ace Vaden winning in this 21 machine. He's going to have to climb out -1 race to his name. And would you imagine that he'd be up here running with the leaders fighting for a win here tonight? That's actually kind of crazy. Montana Holyfield takes the top spot away from the 15 of Grimm. And here comes Shields Kelly as well, moving up to the top 3 spots. Grimm on the outside. Holyfield holding off the 15, and now she's going to have to hold off the 74. Marcus Shields Kelly right there in the mix. Grimm not going away either. And the 33, that is Hank Scorpio. So many of these drivers all seeking that first career win in the Sigma Racing Series. This Alpha division is wide open. So many new drivers, new stars, all of which looking to get that first career win. That's, I think, the most exciting thing about any of the ARCA series is it's our up-and-comers that no one really knows about. The new names that are trying to prove their worth and work their way up the ladder. And we're starting to see them establish themselves here today, folks. Montana Holyfield has a great go so far. She had a decent start last race. She had some laps led and unfortunately had to pit. Gas mileage was working against her at Armory. Milano Grimm, though, kind of out of nowhere. This was a kind of out of left field moment here tonight. We didn't exactly foresee. Milano Grimm didn't have the greatest of starts last race, but changing up the script a little bit as we continue into the night here at Castle Gorge. And of course, Marcus Shields Kelly, part of the 365 project on YouTube, and actually featured our Sigma racetrack as their first race on the series, the Project 365. So definitely go check him out on YouTube. It's a pretty cool project they got going in. Montana Holyfield with some mechanical failures from the lead. What in the world? Fuel leak. She had a fuel leak from the lead. How brutal. She had fuel problems last week, running out of fuel, and then has a mechanical failure with the fuel this week, losing it from the lead. Bam, the 88 with nowhere to go. A couple other drivers just come piling in there. That is painful, folks. Lead from the lead. So that's where you start wondering if you're snake bitten, if you have bad luck, this bad juju that just follows you around. 2 weeks now in a row, she's had unfortunate circumstances take away what could have been an easy win. I mean, Daytona, or not Daytona, but Armory looked like she had potential to win that race. And then tonight, she was looking like she had the speed and was driving away with it. All for naught. So as we are under caution for the second time here tonight, Milano Grimm will retain the lead that he lost a little bit earlier. Marcus Shields Kelly, the number 74, will get to start outside front row here. You got Hank Scorpio in third, Mark Walker in fourth, Timothy Buchanan in fifth. followed by Philip Manning, Taylor Cording, Tyler McCarroll, Astro Atlas, and Jeff Bolton. Then you've got Jimmy West, Caden Unji, Steve Miller, Jonathan Sheridan, Chasey Plays, Paul Valenzuela, Kyle Ottawa, Derek Hipcam, Santi Messi, and Jeremiah Pate. Cassie Perkins, Sebastian Galloway Jr., Barry Urwall, Miko Kunes, Sarah Robert, Matthew Hill, Lenora Hathaway, Matthew Hubert, Wormy Wormington, Blake Williams, Mitchell Carter, Alex Prime, and Montana Holyfield will restart at the tail end of the field. She loses a lap in the transition of things there. So she's going to be one lap down. We'll see if she even has the pace to stay up with the leaders. She's going to need another caution to get waved around at the lead lap. Lights are off on the pace car. They're going to get doubled up here on the backside. The outside lane is definitely the right lane you want to be in. As Marcus Shields Kelly is going to drag race Milano Grimm to the start-finish line here. Who's going to get the lead? On the outside, Marcus Shields Kelly trying to drag race him on the outside, but unfortunately loses the momentum. Milano Grimm settles into the lead here. Good steady lead at the moment. Halfway through the race, 40 laps in, 40 laps to go. Marcus Shields Kelly trying to catch back up, but then here comes Hank Scorpio in the 33. Good run from the Dodge Dart there of Hank Scorpio. Philip Manning moving back through the field. Such a tough break for Montana Holyfield. And for her, she's like tail into the lead lap, not even putting on much pace. It's going to be a long rest of the night for her. Crazy ARCA race for sure. This one, in comparison to the Hardwood Motordrome, the last race that we had, this one is actually a lot more wild and crazy. We will go to Daytona next for the Sigma Delta division, this Alpha division here tonight. So the kind of the bookends, we had the Super Speedway to start the Alpha division with the Wild Short Track here, whereas we started with the Wild Short Track on the Delta division, and we're bookending it with the Super Speedway for the second race. Hardwood Motordrome and Castle Gorge definitely kind of feel cut from the same cloth. Very, very high banked, short track. The only thing was that the Hardwood Motordrome was kind of a follow the leader snooze fest. This one not so much. We're seeing some changes for the lead just like that right there. Hank Scorpio going to the top spot. He brings the 96 right there with him. And that is Timothy Buchanan. 35 laps to go. It's hard to say where the preferred line is here at Castle Gorge. You either stay high and then make up a lot of ground, or stay high and lose a lot of ground. We are on our third caution as there's a whole slew of smoke in the background. Oh, and it's another one of the Outlaw Gang. Philip Manning is unfortunately going to join Montana Holyfield here tonight. Oh, and he went down too low. And then this is where it gets ugly. The rest of the cars come piling in with nowhere to go. He went to go low and didn't realize the 85 was there. And that was all on Philip Manning for miscalculating. I want to see, yet again, I want to see that 26 if Derek Hipcam makes it through the wreck. Wow, the seas parted for Derek Hipcam there. Let's see that one in the TV cam here. For Derek Hipcam, he might want to go buy a lotto ticket or something on that move because he got lucky. Wow. The one that really had the hardest hit, though, had to have been the 51 of Blake Williams. This is not for the faint of heart. Watch how hard the 51 hits here. Blake Williams with absolutely nowhere to go. He tries to cut low, and he keeps his foot floored and runs into the 39 of Sebastian Galloway Jr., unfortunately. Well, that is the third caution here tonight. And we'll get doubled up for another restart. This is vintage ARCA racing. This is ARCA at its finest. When you get some weird and wild wrecks happening, there's no other way to explain it other than ARCA racing. And obviously the paint schemes are all kind of very unique, very, you know, there's no trending, like, there's no guidelines to how the paint schemes need to look. That's what's amazing about the ARCA series too, is how special each of the paint schemes are to each other. And here we are, getting ready and rolling for yet another restart. 30 laps to go. Grimm gets a terrible start there as the 33. Freight trains around the outside. Here comes Marcus Shields Kelly on the outside. He's going to go around the outside and try to take the lead here from the 33 of Scorpio. 74 not giving an inch. He's taking it all. On the high side, gets a little loose there, a little squirrely. And loses some momentum. The 33 gains the advantage back. 74 still struggling on that high side, not getting it all dialed in here on the outside. 28 laps to go. We got to start looking towards some of these drivers that are making a tremendous trek through the field. How about the 08 of Jimmy West, who's now up into the top 5? How about Caden Unji, who's now within the top 10? And the 74 goes back on the high side, trying to get the lead. This time it might just stick. Marcus Shields Kelly, no, it does not stick. He gets a little bit loose again on the high side, giving Hank Scorpio back the full lead here, and then some. Wyatt Wilkinson Motorsports also having a good showing here. As I can see, it seems like Sheridan moving through the field. And the 74. Here he is. Is he going to be able to lead this lap? Yes, he will. But the 33 is giving him all the run for the money. 74 not liking that outside right there in particular. That 33 continues to use the outside, inside to his advantage. And now settled back into second here. Marcus Shields Kelly, all he's got to do is kind of just play his time, buy his time. No reason to race too hard for it at the moment when you still have 24 laps to go. Let the race come to you. Then again, we might see some more cautions before this thing gets closer to the finish. We will go ahead and add laps for green, white, checkered if need be. Here he goes on the inside. There we go. Marcus Shields Kelly makes the move on the 33. And that's what he needed right there, is to get down low and take the spot. Just like that. Marcus Shields Kelly, your new leader with 22 laps to go. He knew what he needed to do. Now, will the 33 sit quietly, or is he going to try to fight back to get the lead? It's been a very wild race so far. And now we're 3/4 of the way through the race. No more weird mechanical failures so far as we're closing in towards the last stint of the race here. Marcus Shields Kelly, though, he's going to have to defend the charge from the 33, a Hank Scorpio coming back through. The 08, that is Jimmy West. The 58, that is Jeff Bolton, who has the fastest lap in the race here. Milano Grimm sure has lost a lot of momentum, but he's on the way back up too. Here we go. Things getting interesting again. Hank Scorpio trying to do the same thing that we saw Marcus Shields Kelly doing, run that outside line. 3 wide for 3rd place. Jimmy West, though, looking to try and take over sole possession of 3rd. Milano Grimm has something to say about it, though, staying on the high side. Red Bull 33 of Hank Scorpio having a good showing here. How about a shout out to Jonathan Sheridan, though, as he's just kind of quietly and consistently worked his way through the field. That's going to be a great performance for Wilkinson Motorsports. Laps to go. Hank Scorpio's right there knocking on the door. It's a wreck waiting to happen with our leaders as the 08 goes 3 wide. Milano Grimm around the outside, trying to take the lead. Back away from Marcus. Marcus Shields Kelly loses the lead to Milano Grimm in a tremendous 3 wide pass. That had to have been the pass of the night, folks. Watching 3 wide for 2nd place. And for whatever reason, that momentum just carried the 15 to the front. Milano Grimm. Number 15 Sprite Chevrolet SS. But don't count your eggs. Don't count your chickens before all the eggs have hatched, because the 74 is still racing very hard. Back in the mix, the 08 of Jimmy West as well. Jeff Bolton a little bit further back, but do not count him out. Fastest lap in the race here tonight. Lap traffic on the horizon. This could get dicey. as your leaders will have to navigate some treacherous waters here. Look at Jimmy West knocking on the door. Yeah, this has definitely turned into a fender bender 400, all right. It's what it feels like. They are racing hard. They're giving it all of their will here today, leaving it all out there on the racetrack. Marcus Shields Kelly almost side bumps the number 15 there. And here comes Shields Kelly around the outside. Milano Grimm, though, on the inside advantage, makes the move to seal the deal for now. 7 laps to go this time by. Are we going to stay green all the way to the finish? If we get a caution before the white flag, it does mean overtime here tonight. And it's unlimited overtimes until they see the white flag. Man, what a heartbreak for Montana Holyfield. She was up front leading this race. At halfway, it all went to crap for the 24. Gas leak, crash, bang, boom. Laps down now. About to go a lap down. Milano Grimm gets around, and now the 74 is back in the picture. Lap traffic slowing up your leaders here a little bit. Not too bad, as they're going to come right through the lap traffic here without too much trouble. But the laps, they are ticking away. Going to be 4 laps this time. Is it going to be Milano Grimm or Marcus Shields Kelly? Marcus Shields Kelly getting a good run here. He's going to try to use that inside line again that he made work to take the lead the first time. 15 gets a little bit loose. 2 Chevys trying to shut down the show here tonight. They've drove away from the rest of the field. It's a 2-dog fight at the end of this one. All that they're praying for is to not see a yellow light flicker. They do not want to see a caution. They want this race to stay green and go to the finish. Jeff Bolton now up to 3rd, trying to resurge here by the end. But not enough laps in his favor here. I don't think he's going to catch the top 2 as they've driven away with it so far. Another couple laps to go. 15 Grimm has the lead. And it's his race to lose at this moment. As long as the race stays green here, the white flag is going to be waving this time by. White flag waving. 1 more lap to go here from Castle Gorge. Jeff Bolton now in the mix for trying to get up to 2nd. Not quite close enough to get up to the lead, but 74 has to defend on the last lap. Milano Grimm is going to take home the checkered here. And 2nd is Marcus Shields Kelly. 3rd, Jeff Bolton. Timothy Buchanan 4th, and Jimmy West 5th. Bringing it home 6th is Mark Walker. 7th, Jonathan Sheridan. 8th, Caden Unji. Coming home 9th was Hank Scorpio. 10th, Chasey Plays. And as you can see up there on the ticker, keep your eyes peeled for the rest of the finishing positions. Well, another first-time Sigma race winner. It's a little bit easier here in the ARCA series because there's really no defending or past champion race winners here. So this ARCA series will be the easiest to get new winners all year long. Because I think there might only be one past race winner in the field, believe it or not. Since they've all moved up the ladder and out of ARCA. Well, that was about the perfect length for an ARCA race, honestly. Not too long, not too dragged out, but still a lot of fast-paced racing action for the win.
Did you have any ignition problems?
Well, that, folks, is a wrap for tonight here. Thank you again for tuning in. It means the world to me to have people follow along with the racing action every week. So, doubleheader in the books, and it's not quite midnight my time, so still with good time to spare. We do have Bridge to Cup tomorrow night with Cup Series Sprint Qualifier on deck, so another double header of sorts. The Bridge to Cup, of course, will be on YouTube, and the Sprint Qualifier on Twitch, as will be for the entire season. And then, of course, Cup Race Thursday, Cup Sprint Qualifier again on Thursday night, and then another Cup race on Friday night. So doubleheader this week for the Cup Series. But this is a wrap for Trucks and ARCA, our underling series, getting their racing out of the way here tonight. It was supposed to happen last night with the Trucks and ARCA today, but the races are short enough that they kind of, mesh together pretty well. So thanks again, folks. That's all. This is Jakester signing out. Have a great night. Stay safe out there. Until next time, peace.